Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. What could you do in 30 days if you got serious about your life? Pick one goal, just one. Not a list of 10 things, not a vision board full of dreams, not 100 ideas floating in your head. One goal. That's where it starts. You see, when you try to chase too many things at once, you catch nothing. The power of focus is real. And most people don't fail because they're not talented. They fail because they're distracted. They're pulled in every direction. One minute they're chasing a business idea. Next minute they're trying to lose weight. Then they want to go back to school. Then they're trying to fix a relationship. Slow down. One thing at a time. Choose the one goal that matters most to you right now. The one that if you achieved it would move your life forward in a major way. That's your focus for the next 30 days. Now, once you choose it, eliminate anything that doesn't line up with that goal. That might mean less time on your phone. That might mean saying no to some invitations. That might mean getting up an hour earlier or going to bed later. But here's the truth. You're not too busy, you're just scattered. And when your energy is scattered, your results are scattered. You got to protect your focus like it's money in the bank, because it is. Your focus is what builds value in your life. Don't waste it on distractions, drama, or things that don't serve where you're going. Every yes to some small is a no to something greater. And every day you got to remind yourself what you're working toward. Write it down. Say it out loud. Think about it when you wake up and before you go to sleep. Let that goal live in your spirit. Discipline is the difference maker. Everybody's got moments when they feel motivated, when the energy is high, when the vision is clear, when the music hits right and you feel unstoppable. But that feeling fades. That emotion doesn't last. Discipline, though, that's what sticks. Discipline is what makes you show up on the days when you don't feel like it. It's what makes you keep going when nobody's clapping for you. When there's no audience, no recognition. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is character. You have to make a decision that every single day, no matter how you feel, you will take action. Because your feelings will lie to you. They'll tell you to stay in bed, to scroll your phone, to do it later. But your goals don't care how you feel. The clock is ticking whether you move or not. And every day you sit still, you fall behind. But when you're disciplined, you move anyway. You move tired. You move uncomfortable. You move uncertain. Because the mission is bigger than the mood. Discipline builds confidence. The more you keep promises to yourself, the more you trust yourself. The more you show up for your life, the more your life starts to respond. It's like working a muscle. The more consistent you are, the stronger it gets. But if you keep quitting, you'll keep starting over. And the more you start over, the harder it gets. So build that momentum and protect it. Your future self is depending on your discipline today. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be faithful. You don't need to do everything, you just need to do something. Daily, even if it's a small step, take it. Even if you feel like it's not enough, do it anyway. Discipline is built in the small moments when no one's watching, when quitting looks easy, and when excuses sound sweet. Excuses are easy. Priorities take effort. The truth is, most people say they don't have time, but what they really don't have is focus. Everybody's got the same 24 hours. The difference between success and struggle isn't time. It's how you use it. You make time for what matters. You always have. So when someone says they're too busy, what they're really saying is, that's not important to me right now. It's harsh, but it's real. And until you stop lying to yourself about your time, you won't make progress. Think about it. You'll scroll social media for 90 minutes, but say you don't have 20 minutes to work on your goal. You'll binge watch shows for hours, but claim you're too tired to read something that'll build your future. You'll hit snooze 3 times, but say you're not a morning person. Excuses sound good when you're used to comfort, but comfort don't pay off. Comfort don't change lives. Priorities do. You have to shift your mindset from I'll try to I will. From maybe one day to starting now. And that shift starts with being honest about how you spend your time and energy. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve your vision, you're saying no to your next level. Every distraction, every delay, every excuse, it costs you something. And some of y'all are paying for it with your peace, your purpose, and your potential. Start treating your goals like appointments. You wouldn't skip a meeting with your boss, so stop skipping meetings with your future self. Put it on the calendar, block off time, let people know you're not available. Protect that space. If you don't, the world will fill it for you with things that don't matter. You can't afford to live another day reacting to everything around you. Set your priorities and live by them. When you lead with purpose, everything else starts to fall in place. You stop chasing time and start commanding it. You stop making room for excuses and start making room for results. Success is not built in one big moment. It's built in the small, steady steps you take every single day. Everybody wants the mountaintop, but nobody wants to climb. The truth is, progress is not loud, it's not flashy, and it's not always obvious. Most of the time, it looks like repetition. It looks like doing the same thing over and over until it finally works. People quit because they don't see results fast enough, but the process is slow by design. That's how you grow, that's how you learn, that's how you earn it. You can't skip steps and expect to be strong. Every small action you take toward your goal is building something, your mindset, your skills, your discipline, your resilience. One workout won't transform your body. One day of saving money won't make you rich. One phone call won't build a business. But stack those things up day after day, and the shift starts to happen. That's how momentum is created. You don't wait for it, you build it. You have to learn to respect small progress. If you wrote 1 page a day, you'd have a book in a few months. If you saved a few dollars each week, you'd have a safety net by the end of the year. If you made one connection, had one meaningful conversation, took one step outside your comfort zone each day, your life would look completely different in 90 days. It's the compound effect. Little by little becomes a lot. But most people don't trust the process. They want results now. They want transformation overnight. And when it doesn't happen fast enough, they label themselves a failure and quit. What they don't realize is that the breakthrough they're chasing was waiting for them on the other side of consistency. The secret isn't more talent, more time, or more resources. It's patience. It's faith in daily effort. It's waking up and doing the work even when you can't yet see the reward. Because one day those quiet steps turn into visible results. And you'll be glad you didn't give up on what was working just because it was working slow. Doubt is loud, but faith is powerful. People are going to question you. They're going to look at your past, your mistakes, your failures, and say you can't do it. They'll remind you of every time you didn't make it, every time you said you would and didn't, every time you tried and came up short. That's what people do when they don't believe in themselves. They try to transfer that fear onto you, but their doubt is not your responsibility. Their fear is not your forecast. You've got to learn how to move even when nobody claps for you, even when nobody gets it, even when the path isn't fully clear. That's what walking in faith looks like. Faith doesn't mean you have all the answers. Faith means you move anyway. It means you trust the vision in your heart even when your eyes can't see it yet. It means you show up to the assignment God gave you even when you feel unqualified. You don't need approval to move. You don't need a cheer squad to believe. You need obedience to the calling you've been carrying for too long. Some of the people closest to you won't understand your shift. They've only known you as one version of yourself, and now that you're growing, they don't know how to relate to you anymore. Let them talk. Let them watch. This journey isn't for them to approve. It's for you to fulfill. You can't bring everybody with you to your next level. Some folks are only assigned to your history, not your destiny. That's why it's so important to protect your faith. Because in the early stages of growth, doubt will try to sneak in through every crack. And when it does, you've got to have something stronger inside you, a belief that won't bend just because things get hard. There will be days when fear tries to grip you, days when it feels easier to stay quiet, stay small, stay comfortable. But that's not why you're here. You weren't made to blend in, you were built to break through. And breakthroughs don't come to those who wait for permission. They come to those who move in faith. Success is not a mystery, and it's not reserved for the chosen few. It's a decision, a choice, a daily commitment to do what needs to be done, even when it's not convenient, even when it's not glamorous. Too many people are waiting for a lucky break, for the stars to align, for somebody to come knock on their door with the perfect opportunity. But success doesn't show up like that. It doesn't knock, it waits. It waits for you to step up and take control. It waits for you to stop wishing and start working. It waits for the moment you decide that enough is enough, that you're done playing small and ready to do what it takes. That decision isn't about hype or motivation. It's about alignment. It's about matching your actions with your vision. Saying you want something means nothing if your habits don't match. You can't want the life of a winner while living with the habits of a quitter. You can't speak success and walk in confusion. You have to make the decision and back it up with consistency, with discipline, with intentional choices every single day. Some people will spend their whole lives preparing, planning, procrastinating, never deciding. But deciding means commitment. It means closing the door on excuses. It means waking up with purpose and refusing to let your day be controlled by emotion, by circumstances, or by other people's opinions. It means understanding that you are responsible for your life. Not your boss, not your parents, not the government, not your past. When you decide, truly decide, things begin to shift. Your energy changes. Your conversations change. Your standards change. And when you raise your standards, you raise your outcomes. The world responds to clarity. It responds to confidence. And confidence doesn't come from hype, it comes from results. And results come from commitment. You have to decide that your dreams are worth more than your comfort. You have to decide that fear is not a reason to stay stuck. You have to decide that success is not about luck. It's about showing up day after day, prepared, focused, and hungry to win.